Hey folks, I wanted to show you the Tittle and show you how to use it on real clubs. First, when you get the Tittle, you're going to get a bunch of these devices. Yeah, I think they give you 3 of them. One of them's already attached to your little swing stick, but we don't need that.
The device is not connected.
So here's how you do it. You take your club, like a driver or something like that, slip it on the back. And with these little tabs moving up, you're supposed to slide it up to the edge of your club. And if it's got a nice firm grip, it works great. Then you take your little Tittle device, this guy, and he only clips on one way, so you just sort of snap it on and click, and that's it. It's ready to swing.
The device is connected.
So now we're at the start point, so I'm going to show you what happens with the real ball first. So let's start a new round, and I'm just going to go ahead and say start. And we're going to get on the Itoya golf course. Beautiful course, by the way. I really enjoyed the E6 software. It's really pretty. It is sweet, and it's got a few flaws in it I'd like to see fixed. I mean, there's no shortcut on the keyboard for changing the club, and you have to do that from time to time. So anyway, this is the first swing at a real ball. I should get this about 200 yards in normal life if I do a nice 80-mile-an-hour swing, but you want to, of course, make sure your Tittle is lined up properly. Lines up down the shaft like like that. Make sure that it's square. And then, if it's all done right, you should be able to just boom and send it flying. Of course, it didn't register at all because I forgot to let it tell me to get ready. Okay, so that's one thing that it's not ready for TV, I guess. Let's put it that way.
Ready.
Okay. Now that was a pretty good hit on that, I guess. It was probably a little light on my side, but it's telling me I did about 100 yards. So
the distance to the pin is
in that case,
287 yards.
That was probably about 160, 170 yarder. Kind of light. Anyway, you get the idea that it can take a full impact. No problem. So now let's switch clubs to... They're wanting a 3-wood, so I'm going to switch over to one of my 3-woods. And, you just clip, slip. Oh, in this case I've got a R motion thing, so you can do it that way. In this case I'm just going to go ahead and do a plastic ball so you can get a good idea of how that works. In that case, it says I did about 130 yards. It's one of the interesting things about the Tittle is this little thing is informative. It tells you all kinds of interesting stuff, yardage and that kind of thing. So, and in this case, it's telling me it's ready to go. So, another little tip on here is it changes as you go from club to club. And its software is telling you, it tells the chip what club it is, and that's kind of cool, I think. So anyway, here's what I'm using. I use a Max Flight golf ball, and it seems to have the most realistic of the impact balls. I don't have any almost balls. I've never tried them, so I can't really say what those are like.
Ready.
But I think I'm going to try it sometime. Okay. And in that case, I kind of demonstrated something not to do. This is probably why they don't want you to use real balls, is because when I swung on that, the Tittle had slipped down to the end of the club. So, beware of that. However, well, let's go off the grass. there. So, anyway, it's saying I want a 5-iron, so let's drop it to a 5-iron. Anyway, so there's my 5-iron. Just clip it, slip it. Whoops, I got it upside down. So anyway, you get the idea. It's actually pretty easy. Clip side like that. You kind of line it up. Make sure you do line it up, because this will give you really crappy measurements if you don't just sort of like sight down the edge of your club. Line it up as best you can with the lines on your club so that they're square. And now you are absolutely ready to go. So I'm going to do this with a plastic ball. Oh man, I'm in the rough. Oh well. Even though I hit that kind of clean. Now that's actually about right for me on a 5-iron. That's 167. Actually, it may be a little bit over on the plastic balls. I'll tell you what we could do is we could try that with a real ball. So let's go back. See if we can get anything here. Let's do a mulligan on that shot.
The distance to the pin is 192 yards.
Okay, this is with a real ball, so this should give you a really good idea of the impact on this thing. So,
Ready.
Whoops. So 144 yards. That's actually closer to what I actually hit
The
a
distance to the
5-iron.
pin is 60 yards.
At least that's what I did like last week when I was at the course. So, okay, so that's actually not too bad. I typically do about 150, but so now it's going for a lob wedge, and this is one of my kind of weaker clubs. So I'm going to show you a trick
Ready.
that I think will work with this. Okay, one of the problems that I have is that in this case the club is just too narrow to really hold or grip, and so I'm working on a solution for that, which involves using this stuff called Mighty Mend. Yeah. Anyway, what I think about doing is just wrapping it around the edge of the club, kind of like this, like I did on the putter, and it seems to work on the putter at least. So I think it'll be okay with this. But anyway, let's try a real ball with
Ready.
this lob wedge for 60 yards. And we're almost there. Didn't quite get there.
The distance to the pin is 18 yards.
Okay, 18 yards, another lob wedge. So anyway, it does seem to actually do pretty fair on the wedges and stuff. So, oh. When it says ready, it's not exactly ready. That's one of the things that'll fool you on this thing. You have to wait until the little chip vibrates, and you'll feel the vibration down the club. Oh, way too hard. Now that was with a real ball, so you can kind of see the carry distance, and that was about 28 yards. That's actually pretty darn close to real. So anyway, that's how I've been playing with the Tittle. Now if you want to see what everybody's goofing around about, this is what they normally give you. Now this thing is odd for me. So I'm going to clip that off, clip this thing back on. Okay, that's my swing club, and this is what it looks like. So it's a pretend club, and okay, in this case it wants a putting thing, so get it ready. Okay, now you get to see what's really wrong with this thing. This club sucks at putting. Let's put it anyway. Let's go with a real putter.
The distance to the pin is 16 yards.
And I'm going to go ahead and do a replay on that because that was just so bad. So on my putter, now this is with that Mighty Men tape, so let's see if this works. It goes right up to there. I think it's going to fly. You know, take my chip, which is upside down, but anyway, take the chip, clip it on, and kind of tuck it up there. And in this case, I've got to rotate it 190 degrees. Now, I'll show you something that is really sweet. Let's go over here and do the replay. A little mulligan on that last shot, I guess. And I think you'll like this. I found that the putting was really
The
good.
distance to the pin is 27 feet.
It's 27 feet. Yeah, the thing is that it actually seems to work very well. I mean, for a putting tool to learn with, it's almost there. So, anyway, 27 feet for me. Pretty long shot, but I may be able to get it. So, here we go.
Ready.
Almost nicked it. Well, there you go. Tittle. And the E6 software.
440 yards.